We're starting now.
Yeah.
Good morning. If you're seeing me with a lovely, lovely venue behind me, then which is actually the Metropolitan Trade Museum here in Covent Garden, London, then you are watching Black Man Spy, U.S., Iran, no birthday gift for Trump cast. Day 109 of the U.S.-Iran war, which many people thought would end today. No, it's not. I have a better chance here in London of ending and signing an Iran deal than Donald Trump does. But who knows? Anyway, with me today are our hosts. I'm going to be with you the whole hour. There will be no interruptions from secret spy programs or Winston Churchill. By the way, I watched that video yesterday. That was hilarious, right? This Winston Churchill dude who went around for 2 hours just giving peace to everybody. Jacob Carnsbo, Danish intelligence officer extraordinaire. Thank you for leading the hosting yesterday, along with Waja, the gay lion from Minneapolis, who was there. And you let me, thank you, gentlemen, for letting me have the one day that I had been waiting for 6 years. As you know, I talked about it yesterday. I am a life member at Bletchley Park, which is the code-breaking center from World War II. As a cryptologist, it's like the center. It's like Mecca for us for global cryptology, and I had been there many times, but they had a special invitation for life members that was like once per year. And they have a special salon in the room that Alan Turing and the commander of Bletchley Park would do top secret meetings in, just for the life members of Bletchley Park. And it was super nice. I met crazy nice people. And then, of course, outside was 1940 weekend, the biggest weekend that they have there, where everyone dresses. It's going again today. And we had flybys by the Red Arrows, the British demonstration team. A DC-3 flew over 3 times, ready to make a para jump. And that was really special. So, as you saw, I was dressed in 1940s uniform. There are, big reenactment groups out here. I acquired a 1940s U.S. Army uniform of a military police courier from a special U.S. signals intelligence group that was liaising with Bletchley Park in World War II, getting the decrypts from the Enigma machines. And my black ass job was to drive up in a motorcycle or Jeep with armed guards, drive back with whatever was in the bag. So they got a kick out of that I came like that. But enough about me, y'all. I got to tell you, first off, coffee cups, everybody. I am in a cafe called Cafe Concerto here in London. This is the coffee mug. I'm rocking a double espresso. I will probably do 3 of these by the time this program ends. What is that, Jacob? Can you read that for me? World peace cannot be safeguarded without the making of creative effort proportionate to the dangers which threaten it. That is awesome. I can't read who did it, though. Solomon.
That was Schuman, the guy behind what is now the European Union, right after the Second World War.
I see.
In 1950. Yeah. So this is a cup for the Danish European Society. A movement.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, he's absolutely right in his quote. He is absolutely right. Waja, what do you got? Have you been out to a country fair?
No tea, no coffee this morning. Just
are you drinking liquid opium? Morphine?
I wish.
What do you got in there?
Just water.
Just water. Disgraceful. But hey, yesterday they were plying me with whiskey. So it was quite in a fair. And I missed the swing dancing lessons. I missed all the cool stuff. But I did manage to educate one of the senior staffers at Bletchley Park in what the name of Alan Turing, great Codemaster. If you don't know anything about Alan Turing, please go watch the movie. Now I'm having a senior moment. It's
What's
Benedict
it called?
Cumberbatch plays
I
Alan
watched
Turing.
it as well. It's brilliant. He was from Manchester.
Yes, it's going to come to me. Good God, I'm having somebody type it up. I know. The funny thing is, I'm not getting. Oh, there's the comments. There it is. The Imitation Game is the name of it.
That's
The
right.
Imitation Game. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. So, Alan Turing was incredible. And I went to his office. I have my picture of me with my little uniform. His office was about the size of this tiny table I'm having at this Italian restaurant. And but more importantly, I know the name of his teddy bear. They're in the middle of 4 Enigma machines is a teddy bear. And the big joke, the big test for people who think that they know Bletchley Park and Alan Turing is, what's the name of his teddy bear? And so I'm going to leave it. Oh my God, who wrote that? Fiona Goodwin. You get double points. 10 points for Gryffindor or Hufflepuff.
It's a sharp audience, man.
That's a sharp ass audience. Yeah, she's got it. So does Castrionicus. And one of the senior staff said, she goes, how do you think he pronounced that? I'm like, Porgy or Porgy and Bess, right? Because he liked musicals just like everybody. So, like all gay guys, right? They all love musicals. And so I have a teddy bear also, but I'm not going to tell you what its name is. He wears a desert camouflage uniform, got a floppy hat, and he wears earphones where he intercepts enemy communication. So it is a name that I put into a fiction that I wrote based on some stupid stuff that I did. But okay, I think that we're still a few people down. We're still about 200 followers down. We're early, but let's go ahead and start because I think it's because it's Sunday. Everybody is just stressed out and tired from what's going on. As we talk, people will come on board. We didn't reschedule this, so but let's talk about the deal. I heard you guys talking yesterday. Everything you said could be thrown out the window. Except for what you said about Lebanon. Everything you said could be thrown out the window with the exception of 2 things. One, that Trump was going to get rolled. And I have the list of the latest points of the deal, which come from Axios 39 minutes ago.
What can be thrown out? What be specific? What can be thrown out, man?
Oh, no.
Iran literally just came out and said they're going to respond against Israel for Lebanon.
That's what that stops everything right cold. So let me inform the audience. You guys can be as informed as I am. Okay. As you know, there was supposed to be a deal signed in Geneva this weekend, according to the fantasy world of Donald Trump. Sorry, I hope you guys don't mind that I'm having a little Italian garlic bread. And no one was looking at the clock until they realized this weekend was what significant date? Today is the 14th, which is Donald Trump's birthday. So all of
I was hoping his birthday would be next month, but I did the math wrong.
All of that, I was hoping he wouldn't see another one. But all of that talk that we had this week leading up to a deal was strictly about getting Trump a birthday present. And that's why today's Substack is called No Birthday Gift for Donald Trump. That's all this was about. Everything. And the funny thing is, since we don't keep a clock, we go by the Julian number, right? Day 109. Clearly, this is all he was thinking about was ending another war on his birthday and having a great deal with Iran on his birthday. And it looked like it was going to happen, right? You guys were talking about it yesterday. Everybody was talking about it yesterday.
Well, we said we took, a lot of we put out a lot of warnings that everything could go wrong.
Everything could go wrong,
which it did.
I mean, if the reality of the situation, we have Israeli officials consistently coming out and saying that whatever Trump is doing is not okay with the peace deal with Iran, and it's a shit deal, and on and on and on. And they're attacking. They're not only just saying, they're doing. And we literally said that as long as Trump doesn't solve his closest allies, he's not going to be able to solve his problem with Iran. Like, one goes before the other. You have to solve this one before you solve the other one.
So yesterday, the media was completely awash. I was up at 3 this morning, London time, which, as you know, is 2 hours. Iran's 2 hours ahead of us. That's 5 a.m. All of the analysis yesterday was Trump's got a deal. Trump has a deal. The Iranians have agreed to a deal. And then it started turning into the Iranians want, it was first Trump want to sign the deal today. First, it was supposed to be a meeting in Geneva. They canceled that. And they said, of all things, I guess he's going to use DocuSign. He was going to e-sign. He was going to e-sign. He could take a knife off of his table and put it on a tablet. And he was going to e-sign that crazy schizophrenic heart attack signature of his. He was going to e-sign this thing. And which, by the way, didn't he complain about Joe Biden using an auto pen? Yeah, which is exactly what e-signing is, right? So
the auto pen.
This went nonstop till 7 this morning. Till 7 this morning, London GMT, right, which is +5 your time, which is 2 a.m. your time. Everything was about Trump, the deal, the signing, e-signing, done, and 3, 2, 1. Right? I should say 3, 2, 1. The Israelis decided this deal wasn't going forward. And what did they do yesterday and today?
Yeah.
They bombed Beirut. They savaged Lebanon.
No, it was a pinpoint strike. That's what they said.
Yeah, 650 over the last day, plus this one, right? In the Dahia district of Beirut, which is Iran's red line, right? Down, it's just north of Beirut Airport. You guys have seen that photograph. He did that. And I have this quote from Galibaf about 30 minutes ago, right? What time is it? It's 15 after. It's now 45 minutes old. Galibaf on the Beirut attack saying, this deal's not going to go forward. We were waiting for 3 or 4 days, which, as you know, the Iranians were waiting to read the deal so that they could completely spoil Donald Trump's birthday deal. Trump wanted it signed today. He said he would accept Iranchi's. He would accept anybody's signature on it. He wanted it today so he could say he was a big boy and ended his 33rd war, whatever it is. So Galibaf said this. Let me quote this before we go any further. Do you have breaking news or?
Well, 10 minutes ago, I have another quote, but yes, you go.
Hold on, let me give you this one. This might be the same one. Galibaf says, America does not have the will or the ability to fulfill its obligations vis-a-vis the Israelis. So Galibaf is lecturing us that we can't control Netanyahu. And as far as he's concerned, apparently that deal is over. So what do you have, Wadja? Is it the same one or is it different?
No, it's a different one. The deputy commander of the Iranian joint military, command, Assadi, said Israeli attacks on the Israeli latest attack on Beirut southern suburbs will not go unanswered.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jesus, right.
Exactly. And that was precisely what we were talking about yesterday,
missiles?
that the Israelis were keeping going. And of course, the hardliners in Iran will not accept it. And then everyone else needs to, fall into place. And that's what we're seeing.
Oh, my God. So remember how that my analysis is we are not stuck in Groundhog's Day. We're not. We are in a loop tape of stupid. The same thing goes over and over again. Netanyahu attacks Dahia and attacks to break this thing deliberately. Iran says, oh, well, good. This will delay any agreement for another week. Another week of economic pressure with those little demons poking Donald Trump that they're losing billions upon billions of dollars. So they attack either the Strait of Hormuz or they attack, Israel with a ballistic missile. And then Donald Trump is forced to attack the Strait of Hormuz and Israel attacks Iran. And we're stuck in a loop tape of stupid over and over. If Iran attacks today, that will be like the fourth day in a row, fifth day. We've had nonstop combat.
Yeah.
Now, this is terrible. I feel horrible that I'm saying it. Are they going to attack Israel for Trump's birthday?
I mean,
I can see it.
I can see
You're
that
not
happening.
laughing. That's not funny.
I can see that happening. In a few hours, a barrage of missiles.
It's not funny. I wish this was funny.
Well, Trump is watching the UFC fight or whatever it is, and motorbikes doing tricks in front of the White House.
This is not happening, by the way. But did you? As long as we're diverting our attention, no. I was trying to really lighten this up because it is mind-boggling to believe that the one thing that Trump gets for his birthday is not a deal. He gets a ballistic missile attack on northern Israel.
Yeah.
And the Iranians sign each missile happy birthday. This is not funny.
According to Israeli army radio, the Israeli went ahead with the Beirut strike after deciding that Iran probably wasn't going to hit back. That's a pretty bold bet.
Oh my God!
How does that
what
mean
book
from
did they read? They read the wrong book.
How does that meme from Talladega Nights goes? It goes, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
But look, this is just a lame excuse. They thought that, because all the talk on Israeli media yesterday was, and Malcolm, your
Anisha.
Channel 12 was that it's a shit deal. That's what the Israelis were saying. It was all over the news. And that's why they attack Dahia, and then they say, oh, but the Iranians won't respond because we had an obligation. It was a pinpoint strike. It was because Hezbollah was shooting at us.
It's 2:21 in the afternoon, and I'm going on my second double espresso in the afternoon. Okay. This story requires me pour coffee on top of it to manage it.
For 109 days, we've had to say, if this wasn't so tragic, it would be hilarious, because it is just, it gives you brain freeze.
I'm in the hilarious camp. Okay. So, what time is it? It's 2:22. Iran almost universally attacks between midnight and 4 a.m.,
Yeah.
which is 4 p.m. today and 8 p.m. tonight. Now I know why Mario Nuafa wanted me on his podcast at 7 p.m. tonight.
Except when the Iranians have to respond to U.S. or Israeli attacks during the night, they do it in the morning as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we've seen this last week.
If Iran attacks at 7 p.m. tonight, are you ready?
Yeah.
And meteorology works out for Donald Trump, it'll be right in the middle of the UFC fights.
That's right.
The Nitro Motorcycle Circus bread.
Man, it's just missing NASCAR at the moment.
Best.
It's been turned in.
It's only missing NASCAR at the moment.
Don't worry. They will have a NASCAR come out as a special event and do wheelies in the grass in front of the White House. Don't worry. All right, guys, we're having too much fun, apparently. Let's move on.
Yeah.
If you see breaking news, please feel free to break it.
Yeah.
I have here from Axios the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of the Iranian deal. This was leaked by the Iranians to Axios and confirmed by the White House. The deal is this, guys. This is on the table, what's supposed to be the last agreed to thing. Iran has agreed to it. The United States has agreed to it. Here it is. And we've entertained you for 24 minutes to get to this point. Iran agrees to fully open the Strait of Hormuz. They didn't say with tolls or without tolls. They just said back to its previous state, the Strait of Hormuz will open. So, boom. And we all know it's going to be multi-pass, right? License plate scanning.
It's an environmental charge, you know, and to keep the safety in the straits. So there's a little bit of a just a small charge there because of these
environmental
these
charge of $2 million.
Yeah.
The U.S. naval blockade will be lifted gradually over 30 days. However, the United States will not give any new sanctions against Iran, right? They will not sanction on anything. They will, though, suspend all current sanctions against Iran. So it's go get your money, right? Which means, now this is what's weird. If you lift all of the current sanctions on Iranian oil, then why are you blockading? Because now every ship is free to go.
Yeah.
Right? It's like saying you are released from jail, right? But we're just going to let you sit inside that cage, but here's the keys. It's weird. Okay, here's my favorite 2 points that Trump is going to have to really maneuver around. They will immediately release $25 billion in sanctioned Iranian money. Of course, $12.5 billion immediately, which, by the way, we have already learned from the reporting, the Emiratis delivered $3 billion in good faith money. Cash, pallets of cash, which, if I may point out to you, ladies and gentlemen, is $1.2 billion more than the $1.8 billion the JCPOA agreed to. So Trump has almost increased the initial cash payout by a third. Obama's was total $1.8 billion, and it wasn't even their money. It was Iranian money, and it could only be spent on health care and medical as coordinated by the Qataris. This is, alas, no problem. Get it on an airplane, fly it over. Emiratis already delivered that money. Yes, Wajid.
Let me add another one, my friend. The Qataris also paid a couple $2 billion and are promising another $20 billion.
Dear Balak, as they say in the Middle East, this is for you. This is Dear Balak means this is bakshish. This is a little gift. This is a little gift Just for you.
The
To no one
Qataris,
else.
but now it's trying for the Saudis to pay, and then the Kuwaitis have to pay a little bit, and then everything will
It's
be okay.
Wallahi, it's coming. It's the next point. Here's my favorite part of this story. They agreed to Iran receiving a reconstruction and recovery plan without a dollar amount on it. Thank you. I'm on my second double espresso. That's good. They agreed to that. Now, we all know what that dollar amount is, don't we? What is it? Roger, how much are we talking about? Reconstruction.
300.
$300 billion is being promised by Donald J. Trump to the Iranians on whatever day that they sign this agreement. This is where the Kuwaitis, the Bahrainis, the Saudis, the Qataris are putting up $300 billion, 150 times the amount of what Barack Obama agreed to of Iranian money. But guess what?
500, 600, 700 times.
This $300 billion is not Iranian money. Obama gave them back their own money from the banks that belonged to like the Shah of Iran. Remember, a lot of that money was for F-14s. We never delivered. We held that money for almost 50 years with interest. And it came out to almost $1 billion for undelivered F-14s. So that money was just sitting in a bank. The U.S. government legally could not seize it because it belonged to a sovereign nation, whoever that was. And they were just like, press send, and it was gone. These guys, Trump is giving them $25 billion. And then on top of it, I'm dead certain there is a clause in there that's an invisible asterisk, right? That's typed in invisible ink that says Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff will be managing this fund for the Qataris, the Emiratis, and the Saudis. And Donald Trump is probably getting 10% off of that. So in total, when this document is docu-signed, Iran will get 300. It is. It's docu. They're using DocuSign. They will get $325 billion. And here's my favorite point. That $300 billion initially came up from the Iranians to rebuild everything destroyed, including their armed forces.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make this story up. You can't make this story up. I'm trying to eat breadsticks, y'all. This story's too funny. I got fried shrimp here making me laugh. But I'm an Italian restaurant, of course.
But Malcolm, will you also, there's this whole thing about, the 60 days to reach agreement on what's going to happen on the nuclear file. And then
that's the last point.
And then this genius idea that there'll be snapback sanctions if they don't arrive at a deal. And what will happen if they get to that and there'll be snapback sanctions? Then Iran will close the Strait of Hormuz once again.
Yep.
The beautiful thing about this story
another cup of tea. And then have another cup of tea.
What did I tell you? The 30th cup of tea strategy, right? Have another cup of tea, you can do anything you want. And the Iranians, by the way, the Iranians specify the SOH is under the control of Oman and Iran. And the Americans are agreeing to it because I guess they think the Omanis are going to keep up their end of the bargain. Because right now, they're only moving 3 ships went through yesterday on the Omani side of the SOH. And the Americans view that as some insane victory. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the rest of it. $325 billion, y'all. This story, you know what? We're going to take a vacation when this deal is signed. Because when the Black Man Spy podcast is done, we're going to take like 3 days off, right, to recover ourselves and drink ourselves into a stupor of French champagne or something. And then we're going to come back. Remember when we started at the ceasefire, we called it the Worldcast?
Yeah.
There's so much crazy shit going on in the world right now that I would like to talk about. I would love to talk about Cuba. I'd love to talk about what's going on in South Africa, right? I'd like to talk about the fighting in Mozambique and what's going on in South Sudan. No, there's no way, because Donald Trump is taking up all the air in the world. All right. So here's the rest of the plan. Iran commits to exactly, word for word, what it committed to in the JCPOA on nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
That Iran commits, pinky swear, okay, pinky promise, Iran commits that it will not develop or purchase,
acquire
a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Right?
It's even page 1 of the JCPOA. It's preamble number 3.
Third item.
Yeah, it's the third item.
Most importantly,
and Trump is like, we got them. They're not going to develop a nuke.
This is I keep saying
most importantly,
this is my favorite part. Go ahead, Wad.
Sorry. Most importantly, they will dilute the highly enriched uranium inside Iran.
That has never been agreed to. They got 60 days to come up with that answer.
Yeah.
So, but this is what's sweet.
That's 60
because
days.
right now we're only talking about the MOU.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, Iran has gotten Trump to agree to an Obama term on nuclear weapons. And they did that shit deliberately. Exact same words from the JCPOA.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you want the Strait of Hormuz open, you have to agree with Obama.
And you know what's a lot worse than the JCPOA? They get the sanctions relief before international verification of their progress on the nuclear file.
Something Obama didn't do.
Exactly. So Trump has, just put that card over to the Iranian hands, because they already got sanctions relief. So what has he got left in his hand? These 60 days, the Iranians will say, okay, you want to go back to war? We'll blockade the Strait of Hormuz.
And
too bad, mate.
And that's the last point. The last point was everything else is a 60-day negotiation. Yeah. Nothing else. It's a 60-day negotiation of khalas, right? So that being said, that's how this is going. That's where we are. Right now, the only thing we are waiting for is the Iranians to sign that deal. Mujtaba al-Khamenei will sign this deal. Here's what the bottom line is. That ain't happening today. So not only does Trump not get his nitro circus with U.S. Marines standing in front of them, by the way, I don't know if you saw that, motorcycles spinning.
Yeah.
He probably isn't getting his fights tonight because they have severe thunderstorms, rain all afternoon, severe thunderstorms with lightning in front of the White House. So you be out there trying to punch somebody and boom, you get killed in front of the White House. So that's that. And Donald Trump gets to get a much worse deal than Obama.
And on top of all that, the New York Knicks won the NBA as soon as Trump stayed the fuck away.
That's right. Congrats to the
jinxed the
Knicks.
he jinxed the hell out of the Knicks.
Congrats to
They
the
said
Knicks. Congrats to the
I
Knicks.
heard, I heard everyone that went to that game. One guy paid $9,000 for his ticket. He said the energy there. They had sold all the big seats to corporate shills who didn't actually like basketball. And he said there was no energy in Madison Square Garden. Certainly after everybody had to stand in line for 2 hours to get security check. And then they said there was no energy. Trump jinxed that game as sure as shit as he, pooped in his diaper. So that's what you get. And then the minute Trump leaves, boom, 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 they win. Good God. What next? All right. Hey, I don't know
Also,
if either.
congrats to the U.S. team yesterday for winning their game against Paraguay, I think.
Yeah, Paraguay. They beat
We
the hell
won
out of
yesterday,
Paraguay.
Paraguay, yeah.
Yeah. And also,
I don't even,
congrats to the Socceroos. The Socceroos beat Turkey. Big
We're the
surprise.
Socceroos.
wow.
Yeah, the Socceroos, man. We
Oh,
had
the Australians.
Yeah. We had, the funniest interview this morning on Danish TV because in Danish time it was played early this morning. So a lot of these Aussies that live in Copenhagen went to this Australian bar downtown Copenhagen, and some of them came straight
Now,
from a night out at 5 a.m. and
now they're
and they
super drunk.
interviewed some of them, and now, we gotta win the World Cup, and they were going mental.
Socceroos. All right. That being said, I don't know if
I
either
love
of
it.
you have access to the chat questions that are there under the birthday
I can
chat. I'm on a phone, so I can't. So could you just find a couple of salient questions for us, and then we will end this podcast. But in the meantime, for those of you who are still watching, I am leaving here and I am going down to the Ukrainian Vyshyvanka March here at Piccadilly, not Piccadilly Circus. We're starting at the Crimean War Memorial here in London, and it is a big march for the Ukrainians. Today is Vyshyvanka Day. Vyshyvanka is that traditional costume that Ukrainians wear that has all of this flowery stuff down the front. Jacob, I've invited you if you want to give color commentary about Ukraine.
Yeah, when is it?
It's at 3:30 your time. No, it's 3:30 my time. That's 4:30 your time.
4:30. No, I can't make. That's in about an hour.
Yeah, in about an hour.
No, unfortunately, I can't.
Okay, no problem. But I'll make commentary, and we're going to be interviewing people.
Yeah.
Those of you who want to see Black Man Spy, please help me, Jesus, go back to a global intelligence program. Then you can come watch me talk about Ukraine. Of course, I was a Ukrainian Army Legionnaire. I worked for Ukrainian Defense Intelligence and the International Legion. So I'm glad to represent here in London with the Ukrainians from London who were all on a big march for Vyshyvanka Day. And that will be taking, you can see it about 3:30 Eastern 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And that would be 3:30 Greenwich Mean Time, which is where I'm at right now. As soon as we're done with these questions, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk out. Anybody got questions? Give us some.
Yes, we have plenty of
There's a lot of
questions.
color commentary out there. I want to hear questions. Only 2 or 3.
Right before I get to the questions, did you see that the intelligence assessment from Tehran that indicated the Iranian officials have concluded that Donald Trump is operating under a significant cognitive impairment, prompting a strategic overhaul?
Yeah, that comes from Jeremy Scahill, who used to work for The Intercept. I did a documentary with Jeremy Scahill. And he said that the Iranians had done an intelligence assessment because they're smart people. And they brought in psychologists, and they said that this man is mentally ill. He's mentally ill, and ... we can take advantage of him. And guess what?
But it's super funny because it's Iranian psyops. They want this out. So, it's like a serious way to do a Lego video. So they want this out there that, we've been looking at him and he's not, he's going crazy. So it's nice psyops.
Yeah, and Trump's like, I can't believe that they're doing this. I'm not crazy. Let's attack them. So, all right. Well, let's go on just a couple of more questions and we will call a wrap on this program.
What is the encryption method are being used for the
Did you see my response to that? I responded to that. I answered the first 18 questions. Go check at the bottom. Start from the bottom because that one was supposed to be a joke. He wanted me to talk about
that was
super secrets.
I caught
said,
one
nice
of our
try.
viewers asked, "What about Lebanon?" And I didn't get the name, but we talked about that in the beginning. And Lebanon is crucial, and that's why this is all coming apart because the Israelis attacked South
Israelis attacked.
Today. So go and watch the beginning of the show.
Okay.
Someone, sorry, I didn't. Someone was saying Trump apparently said on a phone call to Fox News this morning that he wants to use a nuke. What's the likelihood of he having that?
I think that was yesterday, wasn't it? Might have been yesterday where he said we could have we could drop the ultimate bomb or something like that. Iranians already psychologically profiled Trump as mentally ill, so they don't care.
Yeah.
They're going to make his ass wait.
Yeah.
They be like, I want to wait. Where's the DocuSign, JD?
Yeah. Trump is like Putin, when he's in trouble, he'll try and do the same shit.
Yeah, we have
rattling the nuclear saber.
We have Sarmat missiles going to London.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure, Grandpa. Sit down and have another vodka. Okay, well, if that's it.
Anita,
you got another? All right.
Anita's asking, who are the people actually doing the work to reach an MOU with the Iranians, in particular, other than the Orange Man?
President Musharraf of Pakistan.
Sheriff.
The sheriff, the chief of staff of the armed forces of Pakistan, and right now, the Qataris. And don't forget, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Steve Witkoff, they don't talk to anybody who's not in a suit or who doesn't, have British Army uniforms on. No one is talking directly to Iran. Anybody that says that they are, that's not the Pakistanis, is a liar. Or the Qataris, because the Qataris come with giant pallets of money. So the Iranians talk to them. But it's not the United States. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio are all involved in this. I don't know how Marco Rubio is doing it because yesterday, Marco Rubio was too busy giving the Universal Fight Club a gold belt in the Oval Office and talking about how, are you ready for this? The sports diplomacy is now one of the highest priorities of the U.S. State Department. Whoa, what's that whizzing sound I'm hearing? Oh, yeah. That's Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, our first two ambassadors, our first two Secretary of States, twirling in their graves. High-speed pitch noises. Yeah.
Waji, was the question also about who's doing it from the Iranian side?
Yeah, it's both sides. Mostly they wanted to know the Americans, but both sides.
Okay, but from the Iranian side, it was quite interesting to see, how the hardliners in Iran last night, when they thought there would be an agreement, came out and really attacked Galibaf and Foreign Minister Aragachi. And that tells you something about, who are driving it in Iran, because they are the formal negotiators, but they don't have the leeway internally to do this. And there are some really, really crazy people that are, that just don't want to deal. And
I don't know if you saw the protests on the streets last night in Iran.
Exactly.
This is all about Mujtaba Khomeini. Nobody else. Nobody else mattered. Okay. All right, guys.
Well,
that's enough for today.
There is no worries.
Yeah, we're just going to be we will be in a loop tape of stupid for some time to come. And what we need to do is I've laid out for all of the listeners every point that's happened, and now the demurrament of the Iranians because of the Israeli attacks on Dahia. And you could be damn sure those attacks were designed to throw this off and to get the Iranians to attack Israel. And if that happens, that's another week, 2 weeks that the Iranians won't sign this deal. And it's almost like Netanyahu wants the Americans to have $6 a gallon gasoline. But as you see, the stock market is completely decoupled from reality. Completely. Pay no attention to the stock market. They're still buying. They say we're going through an oil shock, and they're still buying oil at the face-to-face market at $150 a barrel. Allahu Akbar. Okay, guys, thank you for coming to this day's episode of Black Man Spy. If you're watching this on YouTube, yesterday, I don't even think that one went up on YouTube, but if you're watching this on YouTube, then please come over to malcolmnance.substack.com and follow. Please feel free to follow Jacob Carsbo and Waja the Gay Lion. You can press that little gray rondelle up there. Boop. If you press that where it says Black Man Spy scrolling across, the subscription notices for both of them will come in. Jacob has 11,000 now. We need to get him to 20,000. So make him. You guys are also
10,000.
Good. Both of you, by the way, are Substack bestsellers. So because there are many different diverse views here, but we consolidate this for you every morning. But if a deal is signed and no shooting starts this week, we might take 2 or 3 days off to recalibrate so that we can start bringing you world news as opposed to this idiot's news. And other people have asked me, about what stuff is going on in the States. As you know, I am also a political analyst in the States based on national security. We'll talk about that too. So please, if you would like to subscribe to Black Man Spy as a paid subscriber, it's just $7. Please, to hit the paid subscriber button, throw $7 at the brother. How else am I going to afford all these double espressos in London? This place is expensive, right? And you can live vicariously through me as I travel around the world and the intelligence world and give you what you need to know. So tomorrow, gentlemen, I will be seeing you back from London. I will be making my way back to the States on Tuesday. So I will see you all tomorrow morning.
See you all.
Have a safe trip.
All right. Bye-bye.